What's up, my bearded bros? TheBearded Maine-iac here with another Overwatch discussion video. And yes, I said discussion because recently patch notes have hit the PTR. They're trying out some fixes. Now, just like last time, they might not be exactly what hits the actual game itself, but they are testing them out, and a lot of these are actually interesting and probably... Actually, no, they are meta-changing game changes, some of them at least. First of all, let's start with the non-hero related things. You have the custom games and game browser section. Players can now disable secondary fire and secondary weapons in general in the custom games, and players can now disable only one of, well, not only one, but they can disable one Symmetra ultimate if they want to, so they can force you to use the armor, or they can force you to use the teleporter, which I believe is nice because it gives you more options of what to do. It does. And also, while I'm discussing this, I'm going to be opening up some loot boxes I earned for the week. Don't mind that. And starting with the hero updates, the first one is Genji. He got, I guess you could say, buffed. He removed the attack cooldown from wall climbing, and what that means is when you climb a wall, it takes us a slight second for you to be able to attack again. What this does is basically back in the beginning where you can wall climb and attack right after. You can do that, which fits his character model a lot more than how it is right now. I actually like this spray. So, it's not like a major change, but it's one of those nice changes that you like to see. I'll place a cookie. Also, Hanzo got the same thing. He can attack sooner after a wall climb, but his is different. Like, his is more of a buff because his charge speed for his arrow got increased by 10%. Now, that's not saying the charge rate got decreased by 10% because the numbers are slightly different, but it got increased by 10% the charge speed, which is awesome. And now when you're climbing a wall, you don't have to recharge an arrow after. You can keep it charged as long as you're holding the charge button for an arrow. Now, what this does, combined with the wall ability, is you can charge an arrow, wall climb, and immediately shoot that charged arrow right after wall climbing, which is going to make Hanzo more versatile, and it's probably going to up his usage in the current Overwatch meta at least a little bit. At least. And it makes him more of a DPS because if his charge speed is 10% faster, he can do more damage. Obviously, because he can shoot faster, do more damage with the arrows. He doesn't charge as long. If you need that like quick shot, it will do more damage, which is good. The major change for this update, though, is Orisa. Her fusion driver, her primary weapon, got reduced by 15%. Now, to me, it seems like a lot, but it seems like one of those fixes where if it's too bad, they'll probably buff it by like 5%.
Not
something
always.
like that, if they have to fix it, which I doubt they will. But her buff, because she did get a buff too, her cooldown for her protective barrier, because when you place it, it takes 12 seconds, and then you can place it again. Well, being 900 health, it wasn't very versatile, I guess, in a sense that she seemed more of a DPS than a tank in most matches. But now it's reduced to 8 seconds, so you can be putting up shields a lot faster, and it makes you more survivable because you can run away more if you can put up more shields and make people fight through them. And it helps your team a lot more too because it provides an extra shield, and you can let Reinhardt charge his shield more often if you're using that combo, the Orisa Reinhardt combo, because his shield goes down quickly. So you put up your shield, it lets him recharge more, faster. It's all that good business. Then Reaper, slight buff here. Just like with McCree's barrel roll, if you want to call it that, when Reaper now enters Wraith form, his ammo will be entirely refilled. So, let's say you're getting in a gunfight, use all your ammo, and then you enter Wraith. Instead of being out of ammo when you leave, having the guy chase you down and kill you, you now have full ammo so you can continue the fight. Makes him a lot more survivable. To me, it seems like he can do more 1v1s and flanking in that situation, because if he does pick one off, like in a chase, like get someone to chase him, he can now counter them after he wraiths a lot easier. Reinhardt got a slight nerf, nothing damage-wise or shield-wise, but his ult will now not reach as high and won't climb as high as it did before, and what that means is before, if you were within 3 meters of the ground, or if an object was 3 meters high and you were standing on it, you'd be hit by his earth shatter. But now, if you're more than 2 meters off the ground, you won't be hit by it. So it gives you a more meter survivability. It does help Farrah out in that sense, I guess, because even if she's close to the ground, as long as she's high enough, like semi-close, like let's say if she's falling down, she won't be hit. Otherwise, Genji could probably blink, I guess is the best word, through like up, and probably survive. Simple stuff like that. And Soldier, I wouldn't call this a nerf per se. I would call this more of a fix, because if you recall back in a previous game discussion or video, I can't remember which one it was in, that I stated that the buff that Soldier had got, like I think it was at the time it was like 15% or something, where he went from like literally 17 to 20 damage per bullet, was insane, and it was already too crazy because not only was Soldier extremely used at that point, but after the buff, he became like every team in comp had a Soldier, and if not a Soldier, then your team was probably hollering at you to be Soldier. But now, it doesn't really change the fact that he'll be overused. I mean, he will be because he's a good hero, and that's what good heroes are. They're used. But it will make him, it will make the other DPS more, not compatible per se, but more realistic options, I guess. Because there will be situations where you're like, oh, Soldier doesn't do as much damage. Maybe Reaper will be better in this situation, something like that. Because really, Soldier was the only DPS being picked. It was Soldier plus one other, something like that. So it's nothing too major, but it does change the meta slightly. That one changes it slightly. And other than that, fixed 1v1 mystery duel introductions being glitched out, which is good. And fixed AI matches where the AI would get stuck. And other than that, not too much. They fixed some map changes and stuff like that. Oh, sorry, I forgot I gotta open up another box. I'm reading through it right now. Other than that, nothing too much. Not too many characters got changed, and nothing that got changed was too bad.
I want to hug you like big, fuzzy Siberian bear.
No one changed that one.
Witness
So overall,
me.
ooh, I like that one. Overall, I'd rate this change pretty positive. It's not gonna have a huge impact. It's not gonna kill any characters, and it's not gonna like be like, oh my god, I must play Hanzo. Overall, this change is, it's fresh, I guess you could say. It's something that's gonna keep the game slightly changing. It's gonna change what you do slightly. Nothing too bad, nothing too much. It made heroes that were weak in certain points more viable, which should probably change the meta in the sense that now more characters will be chosen from, because now Reaper's more viable, Hanzo and Genji are more viable, Orisa is more of a tank, Reinhardt, not so much. But instead of that, it does make other heroes that counter Reinhardt slightly more viable because his Earth Shatter isn't as effective. Granted, everything else Reinhardt does is effective, but the Earth Shatter part. Overall, like I said, I'd rate this probably an A. They did a really good job working this. We'll see how it changes before it actually hits the actual servers. Right now it's just on PTR. They're testing it out. And I assume it will be on the actual game when Season 5 hits. Or before Season 5 hits in about a month and a half, somewhere around there. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like down below. Subscribe if you are new for more game discussion content and stuff like that, because I will do a video on this every time there is a new update to the PTR in Overwatch. And also later there will be a 1v1 match video that I haven't done in months. So if you guys want to stay tuned for that, don't forget to check out my channel later, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.